last Thursday. They were here for the Bud Shootout practice, qualifying, Bud Shootout race, qualifying on Sunday. They got a couple off days, Monday and Tuesday, and then they've been here since Wednesday working on cars. And then Thursday when they crashed, I mean, that just becomes a nightmare.
Oh, man.
Because they've got to strip that car down, get the backup out. I mean, the good thing is our backups now, when they leave the race shop, I mean, they're pretty much ready to hit the racetrack. So it's got a lot better over the last 10 years. I mean, 10 years ago, you used to have to take a piece off of this car and put it on the other car, this and that. Now, I mean, the backup rolls out, and it's just as good as the primary.
I was going to ask you that. Is there really a drop-off at all when you go from primary to backup?
No, these guys spend so much time in the off-season and the engineering support and all the tools and technology that we got available to us. There's really no fall-off at all.
Like when you see a crash like happened yesterday, how long would it take to get that car back up and road ready again?
I mean, it just depends. I mean, sometimes, cars killed.
Yes.
They're done. Hey, man, what's up?
And then you're starting over.
And starting over. And, sometimes they just may put a new front clip on it or a new rear clip. But what I've heard to take a car from scratch takes about 850 man-hours to build a car from scratch. So we do everything in our race shop. We've got about 160 employees total. We've got over 50 people that travel to the racetrack each week between the 42 team and the 1 team, just between 2 cars. We travel about 50 people. So
and both cars fit on this?
Yes.
Fit inside here and you travel with these?
The one car has their own hauler, and they'll have a primary and a backup as well. But between the 2 teams, we can rebuild a race car. You'll see outside behind all the trailers here, you'll see all these different carts with covers on.
Yes, sir.
A lot of that's crash repair stuff. So now that the cars are out of the garage, we'll back all that stuff out. And, if a car gets crashed, we'll come in. If we can fix it, we're going to try to fix it right there in the garage because we want to try to maximize our points.
And all these are just tools and the parts that go into
all
it?
these closets are just different tools, and we've got like a spare engine up there, spare transmission. Because we've been in Daytona 12 days now, we've actually had some tag-along trailers that have gone back and forth running parts and stuff.
That makes sense, yeah.
Back and forth from Charlotte to Daytona. So.
And I see you got a coffee maker too. That's always important.
Coffee maker. Up in the front there, we've got a little lounge area. The guys are up there now, but that's where our engineers kind of have our war room. I guess lack of a better term.
It's amazing.
War room. So a lot of times they're up there watching practice speeds and what other teams are doing, listening to radio chat or watching the TV. Anything they can do to help make the car go faster or learn something. They'll also have like a team meeting up there. So. Usually 45 minutes before the driver's meeting, you'll get the crew chiefs up there, the team engineers, the car owner, both drivers, and just talk about race strategy for the day. So,
now on a wet day like this, it's obviously a little bit different.
No, I mean, you still kind of get the mindset of, hey, it's going to kick off at 1 o'clock. I mean, obviously that changes, but you just kind of got to have the mental preparation, and everything still follows the same time schedule. So, but as far as race strategy, it won't change anything. I mean, you'll just have to, if we get started in the race, once you get to halfway, then the race becomes official. So you may treat the race a little bit differently from a race strategy standpoint. Instead of looking at it as a 200-lap race, look at it as a 100-lap race. And you got your engineers watching the weather forecast, watching the radar, watching everything.
That's got to be huge too, just strategy-wise, pit stops and all that stuff, and fuel and everything.
Caution comes out, it's like, hey, you want to pit?
Oh man.
Radar shows, rain 2 miles out, and then you stay on the track, and then all of a sudden it veers off, and you're like, damn it, we should have pitted,
And that could be the cost of a race sometimes. You can lose or win a race just based on that decision sometimes.
So it's pretty nerve-wracking for the guys.
There was something wrong with Johnson's car, and they had to tear it apart, and you guys can tear the whole thing down and build it all back up if you guys
inspection-wise.
Yeah.
Those inspections have to be somewhat,
they're pretty
intensify. You got to be thinking, oh man, they just say, because they can nitpick anything. If there's one thing that's wrong, they could say, got to fix this.
Yeah, they're pretty strict, and NASCAR has a facility in Concord, which most of the teams are centered around Concord, North Carolina, within 45 minutes, and you go through a technical process there at the race shop, and they approve everything there. So. When they get to the track, they don't want to see you trying things because they've been through this with
exactly.
you. They know you're going to try to, find every little bit of gray
exactly
you can, but
to make the car faster.
That's why they hit these guys pretty hard with penalties when they get a chance to. So,
Wow.
Hey, Chip, do they still do the? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I was going to ask. They still do a qualifying engine and a racing engine.
They do for Daytona just because we're down here for so long, but they actually have a one engine rule now. Just
Oh, they
cause,
do?
yeah, years ago teams would build a special qualified engine, because obviously you can get a little more horsepower if you can build
yeah.
it looser, and it doesn't need to last 500 miles. So everybody would, spend all this money on qualifying engines, then you'd have to take it out and put your race engine in.
Oh, see, that makes sense,
So
yeah.
they went to a rule basically said one engine per weekend. Now we bring a backup just in case you have problems or this and that, but it goes